All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And again, as part of the Rankin Technical College, AWD, or Application and Website Development 1000 Web Development Technologies class, I've been starting to build a mythical gym website called Jacked and Jilled, from scratch. Okay, so far this is what I have. This is going to be my header. My left part of my header, it's split into thirds. The center part of my header, the right part of my header. And in addition, this is the footer that will be at the bottom of the page. All right, I want it to look like this. Right now it looks like this. So it's time, as you'd guess, to add some CSS. All right. So my style.css file is totally empty. And I'm going to start with a comment that says global settings. Remember that when you make comments in CSS files, you use the /* and end it with a // as opposed to the less than sign followed by an exclamation point equal to start an HTML comment, and to end an HTML comment it's equal greater than sign. So first thing I want to do here, and as I make all these changes, I'm going to go back and immediately run the program so you can see the difference. All right, so I've got HTML here, and I'm going to put in background color, not background. So I can say either background or I can say background color, but I'm trying to make sure you know exactly what I'm talking about here. So pound 003366, and you can see that's a dark blue. All right, so let's do a file, save all, and go back. You can already see what we've done. Now you might say, why did you do that? It'll become more apparent hopefully as we go on, but if we look at the final picture, there's the blue. All right, so we've got that going for us so far. All right, now I'm going to say body, and that's all the stuff within the body of the document. HTML is everything. It's the whole page, for lack of better words. Here I'm going to set the background color to kind of a silver or kind of a grayish. Okay, I'm going to say margin 0 auto to try to center this on the page, and the width, I'm going to try to work with relative units as much as I possibly can. In the past, when most developers created websites, they used absolute units. So they would use points and pixels, etc. I'm going to try to use ems and rems and percentages, especially rems. So a 60 rem. Oops, I don't know what happened there. Let's try it again. With 60 rem. All right. What that is, for lack of better words, is it's about 960 pixels. And a font family, I'll just use the built-in one here of Arial, Helvetica, etc. So let's look at what we've done so far. And I'm going to run this in a second. We changed the background color of our entire page to a midnight kind of blue. And in the actual body, what we have there, we want the background color to be a grayish. We want it to be centered on the page. We want the width to be 960 pixels. And for the font family, we want it to be Arial. If for some reason Arial does not exist, we want you to try to find Helvetica, and if that does not exist, use whatever default sans serif font you have available. So again, I'm going to do a file, save all, and I'm going to go back again to my page. All right, so you now can see the gray in here, and don't worry, it's all going to be moved. Everything's going to look better in just a couple minutes. All right. But what I said was, as I start making these changes, every time I come in and make changes, I want to rerun this so you can see what I'm doing every time. All right, next, I'm going to put in what I called my header section. So the stuff I'm doing for the header section. All right. So the first thing is for my main header. And what is this? Main header. All right. First of all, it's an ID. You can tell because it's got a pound sign there. But where is that? Well, let's look. Header equal ID equals main header. So that is everything that applies inside of my entire header section. All right, so let's keep going. So what do we want in there? Well, I'm going to put in a height of 11 rem, and I'm going to add padding all the way around, 0.625 rem. All right, which is about 10 pixels of padding on the top. No padding on the right. Half a rem of padding, so about 8 pixels on the bottom, and no padding on the left. Now you're not going to see a lot of difference, I don't believe at least, when we bring this back up again. All right, and you're like, oh yeah, we do. This is now pushed and crunched together. That's not, etc. I get all that. All right, we're again. This is a work in progress. So that was our main header. Now what else? I've got here main. Whoops. Main header, and I want this is for the anchor tags in my main header. Okay, so this is for the anchor tags or any hyperlinks in my main header. What do I want? Well, first, text, decoration, none. I don't want them to be underlined, and that's what that's going to do. And let's set a color. And I'm going to set that same midnight blue that we had up above. So that was pound 003366. When you set these colors, there's different ways that you can set them. I'm using hex codes right there. All right, maybe later we'll try something that is not a hex code. So let me save. Let me go back again. And it probably doesn't look a whole heck of a lot different. All right, again, it will as we get going in here. But one thing you should notice is my hyperlinks are no longer underlined. Okay? All right, so as they say, I've got that going for me. All right. Next. Now, here, when I hover, so if I take my mouse and I hover over, do it backwards, a hyperlink, or anything that's considered active. All right, that should also be an A, I believe. Okay, so for either one of those, and I'll have to check, it looks like it's okay, I want those to be red. Now, for this, just to show you this, I could do this. I can say color, and I could use, whoops, not border color. I can say color, and I can use the word red. You'll notice how it finds it. Or I can say color, and like we did before, I can use a hex code, pound FF0000, so I can do that. Or, since this is a repeating pattern, actually I don't think I would say that. I can also say RGB, red, green, blue, with 255 red, which means total red saturation, no green, no blue. Notice how that turned red. All right? Just because it's easiest right here, I'm going to put in the word red. All right? So what did that do? You saw in here, but let's take a look at our hyperlinks, the active one, and whenever we hover over it and see exactly what happens. I'm going to be very cognizant of my time here. All right, so notice that's my active page. When I click on one of the other ones, how it changes. See that? All right, so I've got that going for me. All right, now for my main header, I want to start thinking about my unordered list, and in particular, my list items. And I want to display them inline. You're going to start seeing some changes now. I'm going to add some padding all the way around, about 10 pixels. I'm going to change the font size, which I believe would normally be set to 16 pixels, to 1.5 times that, so to 24 pixels. All right, so let's look and see what that did. Okay, you can see those. You can also see these if we come down here and look. Now you might say, well, it's looking better, Jeff, but still looks like it's all over the place. Yeah, because we haven't done any floating yet. We're about to start doing that shortly. If you look at the final product, we want a pipe sign here and here. As of right now, we don't have that, so let's add that. Now, if I did this, if I said main header, LI, which I could do, or ULLI. All right, I could do this, but I want to show you. I'm going to make a mistake on purpose. I'm going to say border right, 1 pixel, solid. And I've got that midnight blue. So what's wrong with what I just did? Well, now I've got one here, and there will be one, you can't see it because it's the same color, but there will be one here after this, and I don't want that. I don't want this one, and I don't want one at the end. So what I can do is I can take advantage of something that's called here first child. And let's see what that did. See that? Now I've only got it after the first one. And that is what I wanted. All right. Now, I am at 14 minutes. Since I don't want to go over, I'm going to split this, come back in just a couple minutes, and finish up talking about my header section. So I'll be back with that in just a couple minutes.